So what you're after here is getting a good clean tone. This involves putting your finger down firmly, but not too firmly, just behind the fret wire. Just behind the fret wire. If it's on the fret wire, you get a damped sound. If it's just behind, you should get a clear tone. If it's buzzing, like that, you're probably not pressing down hard enough, or you could move your finger closer to the fret wire and give it a firm pressure. Be very patient about this. Your fingers on your left hand, if you're right-handed, the ones that press the strings down, are going to give you some discomfort. It just goes with the territory. I advise you to use light gauge strings, and you'll find little grooves in your fingers. Eventually you'll grow calluses. The calluses will come up. So you're after a good clean tone here. Be playful with your guitar. Don't treat it as necessarily a sacrosanct item. Treat it like, you know, a toy, except be careful with it, because it's not a toy. I would like you to spend some time playing every note on the guitar. Every note. Make friends with those little guys. Got him. On every single string. Things that you may have learned as a child. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, are going to stand you in good stead. That stuff is valuable. If you have those memories in your head, let them come up. Just the sound of a do, re, mi scale is real valuable. If you're like me, you know, you're going to love buying little stuff, okay? I advise you to pick up some flat picks, okay? Get heavy gauge, okay? Get heavy gauge flat picks, and they come in lots of colors and sizes. These are just standard Fender flat picks. I want you to consider buying one of these little guys, a peg winder. If I had invented this, I'd be rich today. And you also are going to benefit by having a pair of wire cutters, okay? So, if you're ready, let's change a string together, and I'll show you how to lock it onto the post so that it won't slip, and you'll get better tuning and not so much frustration, okay? This little guitar has been played hard in the last week or so. I've done a few gigs on it. The strings don't look dirty, but they're worn. They're not vibrating right as they should. Wherever you press down on a fret, the string gets flattened under there, and the vibration patterns eventually get distorted, and they sound dull, and they don't tune right. So if you break a string, don't worry about it. That is natural. And changing your strings is just as commonplace as buying a fresh gallon of milk. I recommend, for those of you who are beginning, I really recommend light gauge strings. And ask for bright bronze or phosphor bronze, either one. They're made for acoustic guitar. So get whatever you want. And what I'm going to do next is take off my high E string here and then put a new one on. Using this thing makes it much quicker. So what you'll do is just loosen this guy right up and take the string off. Okay. Be careful, don't do this quickly. You can cut yourself. Those little guys are sharp, you know. Do it slow. We're going down here to the bridge pins. They should come out fairly easily. If they don't, push your string down in. you should be able to pull this guy out, okay? If it really gives you trouble, sometimes the string winder you'll get has a little receiver and you can pull it right out like that. Be very gentle with all this. The pins don't have to go in hard. They go in fairly easily. So I'm going to get a fresh string here. This is my E string or first string. And I like it when they kind of sprawling out too, because that gives me the feeling that the string is like lively. It's got lots of vitality. Okay. This little barrel on here made out of brass is called the ball end. And what you'll do down here in the bridge pin holes is take this ball end and put it in a good way. And then your bridge pin goes in, give it a tap, okay? And then pull up and seat that ball end against the bridge pin. It doesn't have to be shoved in hard, okay? And I know this string is hard to see on camera, but I've found the end of it, and I'm coming up here to the headstock and going to thread it straight through the hole in this post. Now I'm leaving myself some extra back here, some belly all along here, because you want the string to go around the post a couple times. It's going to make it a more secure fit. But this is the most important part of putting your string on. This is the pro's way of putting a string on so it doesn't slip. Okay, we're going to put the string on and lock it. You're going to put it straight through the hole. You're going to leave some belly here, and with your finger up close to the post, bend the string to the inside of your headstock, toward the inside. Okay, 2 more moves now. Put it under itself, you bring it forward, under the string, grab it tight and pull it back over itself and fold it down tight, okay? Now, when you wrap your string up, when you tighten it up, the string is going to tighten onto itself. And that's the key thing. That's the locking device. And you're going to wind it up so that the string comes off the inside of the peg. Just crank that guy up there. You take up the stress here, and it should provide a good clean knot almost. You're tying a knot on there. You might want to give it a pull right here at the center of the string length. Okay, it's going to be the octave fret. On most guitars it's 2 frets from where the body meets the fingerboard and neck, and give it a little pull. Take your mighty clippers, okay, and clip this guy off, maybe a 1/4 inch or a little more from the post, and then push the end down because this is very sharp. If you've got kids in the house, or if you're a klutz like me, you may end up putting your hand down and getting cut. They're very sharp. And especially, you know, if you're playing on stage and you get mobbed by your fans, they're not going to get jabbed and take you to court. Safety first, once again. The strings will stretch sometimes, so having to retune is no big deal. Just do it a lot. The more you tune, the more you listen to your instrument, the better your ear will get. And by ear, what I mean is the ability to hear sharp or flat. Sharp meaning a note that's too high, or flat, a note that's too low. That's a skill that really does sharpen over time. So if you have trouble hearing sharp or flat, if you have trouble hearing your guitar in tune, be very patient with yourself. As an adult, we're used to picking things up fairly quickly. Using a new software program, or tying knots, or whatever you have to do, dealing with kids or figuring things out. Fairly easy compared to learning an instrument. An instrument is much more subtle and can be very frustrating for months on end. So set your frustration and your impatience aside. Be very patient with yourself. So when I see you next time, we're going to go into tuning more. I'll probably talk about it in every lesson. In the meantime, I would urge you to familiarize yourself with all the parts of the guitar. Lay down on your bed or on the floor and listen to the sound that comes out of it. Pluck it different ways. Talk into it. Get an idea. I like the way a guitar smells. You're smelling wood in there. It's a good smell, good natural smell. And be patient. I can't stress this enough. Be very patient, be playful with your guitar. Take it easy with yourself. As far as practicing goes, I recommend at least 2 10-minute sessions a day. That's really the you know. If you can do one 20-minute session, that'd be okay too. But you'll make progress if at least 10 minutes twice a day. That'd be great. So I urge you to have fun with your guitar. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you next time.